Hey guys, this is Ryo Murata, photographer based in Tokyo. So another random video on equipment related stuff. A long time ago I made a video on sort of like a Nancy Meiho fisherman plastic case, which I used for transporting film stocks when I wanted to carry less than 5 rolls of film. And because it's made out of plastic, because it's lightweight, it is super compact. And a lot of people asked me if they sell that case abroad, and unfortunately it is a Japanese company making for the Japanese market, and they actually don't ship it outside of Japan. So I was actually looking for an alternative to that case, and unfortunately to say I could not find anything as of now similar in terms of dimension and size. However, because I'm going on to trips frequently, I purchased this what I call bag by Ulanzi with my hard-earned cash, called the Ulanzi Tech Pouch in Japan. In North America, you guys call it the Ulanzi TRAKER Tech Pouch Mini, which is long. And initially I purchased this because you guys probably know I shoot with a film camera, and along with that I have to shoot video for you guys, contents for you guys. So I had to bring like digital related stuff such as batteries, SD cards, charging cables, chargers, and stuff like that. And I initially purchased this for that reason. However, after coming home from that one of my trips, I realized that you can actually use this as sort of like a film sort of like bag. And I've seen a lot of people like carry Ziploc bags. I mean, majority of people probably bring Ziploc bags and they just stuff in all your film stocks in there, and that gives me a heart attack because, you know, Ziploc bags, it's thin, it's flimsy, and you get tossed around, and I don't want my films to get damaged during that, you know, travel time. And I was actually looking for a case that can sort of like prevent that from happening. And then after coming home from that trip, I realized that after removing all the mobile equipment and stuff like that, this can actually work as sort of like a travel bag for carrying sort of like film stocks. This is basically the bag itself. It's pretty large actually in terms of size. So this is more like, how should I say, if you're going on a trip for 2-3 days, depending on how frequently you shoot with film, medium format film. I generally shoot 6 to 10 rolls of film when I'm traveling on a 2-day trip or maybe 3-day trip. And this is on the rather larger size, and it's sort of like a clamshell design where when you open it up, it basically like widens a gap in between, and there's like a large compartment on the front and the back side, along with 4 dividers in the middle. And stick in some BTS for you guys. And from what I experienced and from what I tested, on the right larger compartment and the left larger compartment, you can stick in roughly 10 each, 10 medium format film stocks each, so roughly 20 rolls of film in this bag. However, if you do that, the inner compartments right here gets crushed, because in the end you have to like cinch it back in like this, sort of like a suitcase. So the inner compartment becomes useless, but you can store in like 10 on the right side and 10 on the left side, which I thought it was like something cool and neat in my opinion. What's rather interesting about this bag is you can put like film on the larger outer like compartments, but you can also, if you don't do that, you can also stick in film in the middle compartment. There's like 4 sections right here and another section in the middle. In the 4 sections, you can put in one of the sections, you can put roughly 3 medium format films, which means that there's like, you can put 3, 3, 3, 3, so you can put up to 12 medium format film stocks in this sort of like 4 section area. And what's also neat about this case is that there's, like I said, there's another compartment in the middle. So this area, you can actually put in your trash in here. So if you ever shoot with medium format film, you guys probably get bombarded and get your head whacked, because when you open that wrapper, that aluminum foil wrapper, when you're like loading in your phone, you, in my case, I throw it in my bag and it gets like messed up and stuff like that. I can actually stick all the garbage in the middle, and when I finish shooting and go back to a hotel, or if I go back home, I can basically take that, you know, trash and throw it away. This looks really intuitive in my mind and really quite neat in my opinion. And if I basically stick in like 3, 3, 3, 3, like 12 rolls of film in here, medium format film here, there's going to be space like left open in the wider sections, so I can put in my gadgets such as mobile batteries, chargers and stuff like that if I want. And there's like a lot of flexibility regarding this bag, and I was able to snag this for roughly $15 USD during a sale actually on Amazon. So for the price, this isn't that bad in my opinion, and because the case itself is sort of like a not a hard shell but not a soft shell, it's in between. It's sort of like a not a Tyvek, but more like a water resistant, dust resistant type of material used in some of the camera bags that we see nowadays. So it's not too flimsy, but it's hard to crush in a way. It's hard to crush. Hopefully you can understand by the noise it makes, you know. So yeah. Oh, I scratched it. So yeah, this video is not sponsored or anything, but I thought it would be like really neat to just showcase this bag in particular. And that's sort of like my overview of this bag in particular, and I was talking in terms of like a film perspective, and there's more like functionality, such as there's like a sort of like a compartment with a zipper where you can basically put in your batteries if you shoot with a film camera, like a LR44 battery or SR44 battery. And also there's actually another location to put in your business cards, your filters and stuff like that. I mean, that's actually basically it. And also there's like these sort of like little slots where you can put in extra like film stocks, like on this side. Because it's a gadget bag, typically you will put some kind of cable right here, but you can put in a specific type of film stocks in here. So I don't know, you could put your color negatives in this compartment right here, and you could either put your monochrome type of or black and white type of film stocks right here. So there's like really, like I said, so many flexibilities, so many ways of like using this bag. And because it's like a full flat type of bag, when you put it on a desk, it becomes like this. So it's easy if you're like sitting down, and if you're like reloading your film, you can put this on the bench or somewhere or a table, and you can basically pick out the film stock that you want to shoot with. So that's really intuitive, easy to use. Because this video is not being sponsored or anything, I can say what I want, and that's total freedom, and that's what I like about my channel. I mean, not being sponsored or anything, I can say whatever I want, the pros and cons. There is actually a rival product to this, which is the PGY Tech Mini Organizer, and I kind of contemplated in between that and this, but I went with this because it was like almost half the price of the rival product from PGY Tech. And the main difference is that PGY Tech has two varieties. They have the mini version and also the original size. The mini is actually smaller than this, but it does not have the internal compartments, this 4 sections, which means that you get less flexibility, and because it's much more smaller, it's harder to, I guess, manage and use if you're using sort of like medium format film, because those are rather large, you know. And the larger brother to that, the PGY Tech Organizer, I guess it's the original one, costs more than double the price of this. And it's actually larger than this, which means that it takes up more space in my backpack, so that was out of the question. However, it has the internal sort of like dividers where you can put like various of equipments in there. And because it's like more than double the price of this, I thought, no, it's not worth it. So I went with this because the size-wise, it's like sort of like manageable. It's not too big, but not too small in my opinion. And it's like crush-proof, and not crush-proof, but more like rather, you know, has a nice layer of protection. So I thought this would be the better bet. And because they do this on sale frequently for like $15, I thought it would be like worth getting this instead of a more overpriced product. So I thought it would be nice to like mention it on my channel, and also give you guys some insight on products that can store medium format film. And not necessarily this isn't for like medium format film, but you can also use it for 35mm film. But 35mm film is actually much smaller, so I think this might be overkill for some people when storing in 35mm. I mean, you can probably put like 30 or maybe 40 rolls of 35 in here. So I don't know if you guys shoot that much, but I thought it was like being a neat video to talk about some kind of equipment today. So yeah, that's basically it on my coverage of the Ulanzi Tech Organizer. And yeah, if you have any questions, if you have any inquiries, I'm happy to reply. And like I said, this video is not being sponsored or anything. I purchase everything with my money so I can see what I want, which feels good. So yeah, that's it. So we will see you next time. Peace out.